We shall never know peace, at least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out, and I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places, but because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
Reese strutted into the spotlight like it was a coronation, like the stage had been built just for her. But the lights were already fading, the crowd had thinned, and the curtain call had passed. What she didn't realize was that the magic she was chasing didn't come from proximity, it came from presence. She wasn't creating her own moment, she was trying to borrow Caitlin Clark's hovering near greatness, hoping some of it might spill onto her. But standing next to a queen doesn't make you royalty. Comment below, baby goat or baby giraffe if you're riding with Cece. It's time to saddle up.
Angel, me bound, pray up, Reese. You only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious Cece. You want to pull up with your Billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious Cece don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be, that ain't nothing to be proud of.
2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was scripted as Angel Reese's breakout, her official declaration of stardom. She was ready to shine, finally break free from Caitlin Clark's long shadow. At least, that's what she told herself. A new signature shoe, a bold marketing campaign, a takeover on Clark's home court in Indianapolis. On paper, it was flawless. In reality, it was fragile. Because no matter how much flash you bring, you can't fake soul. And you sure can't build an empire by orbiting someone else's sun.
Everyone with credit card debt is lining up to get the Angel Reese signature shoe. Here it gives you the power of the rebound. Bang! Again! Burn! Will she save it? No! What everyone's paid to see, the Angel Reese rebound. Bang! Kelsey Plum makes the shot, she'll get more money. Bang! We show up and show out for our rebounding queen. Yes! Bang. I love rebounds. Yes!
Hey, Jimmy, did you see that last rebound? It was so sick.
Yes, she did it again. Rebound.
Let's talk about the sneaker that stomped into the conversation. The Angel Reese one by Reebok. Two flashy colorways, Diamond Dust and Me Bounds. Hyped as the future of women's basketball kicks, Reebok went all in, flooding the All-Star festivities with ads, timing the release for maximum splash. But here's the catch. Splash doesn't mean impact, because excitement isn't just about exposure, it's about emotion. And this launch, it missed the moment by miles.
Literally, debut. It's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. So they obviously ended up debuting at All-Star Weekend because Caitlin didn't play when they were in Chicago, and Caitlin didn't play, or Caitlin's not playing in this game, so they're debuting at All-Star Weekend. And the plan was to literally go and use Caitlin Clark for the launch.
Twisted the script. Caitlin Clark sidelined with a groin injury right before the All-Star break. Street clothes, bench banned, and with her, the WNBA's heartbeat vanished. Clark isn't just a player, she's an engine, a magnet, a showstopper who turns Tuesday night tip-offs into primetime events. Without her, the energy didn't just dip, it flatlined, and the moment slipped through Angel's fingers like sand.
Those things where it's like it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together, because that is where they're going to be at their most relevant.
Reese had to stand there helpless as her entire campaign unraveled. Half the value evaporated overnight. Not even scalpers could flip the buzz. Fans didn't just skip the event, they ghosted it. Because if Caitlin wasn't in the building, neither was the electricity. And without that voltage, the whole thing short-circuited.
Part of me is like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention standpoint.
Nothing captured the disconnect like Reese's "I'm in your city" campaign. On paper, it was bold, maybe even brilliant, but the timing, tneft. Angel painted Indianapolis with her brand like she'd conquered it, but Clark wasn't on the court. She was injured. The throne was vacant and not of her throne. So instead of looking fearless, Reese looked like someone trying to steal the crown while the queen was recovering, not reigning.
So the WNBA's All-Star game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say it's a success. Yeah, for women's sport, that is still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only could draw that. So, and this is with all the stars. Remember, guys.
The campaign was relentless. Billboard takeovers, flashy reels, bold captions, screaming supremacy. "I'm in your city, walk in your trap, take over your trap." But dominance without opposition feels hollow. It's easy to take over a kingdom when the real ruler isn't there to fight back. And suddenly, the takeover looked less like power and more like performance.
The WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. FAFO. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up, and you need to have a talk with your players in the...
Fans weren't buying it, not even for a second. Social media caught fire, but not with praise. One brutal tweet read, "She can't even sell her shoe without piggybacking off Caitlin Clark." Another quipped, "More photographers than fans at this launch." Lol, the whole event felt like someone throwing a victory parade after winning by default, because when your opponent isn't even on the court, calling it a win doesn't make you a champion, it just makes you look ... desperate.
Go Reese! All-Star Weekend Edition! How about it? Let's get it! Hey, you know what they say? 4 is more. Bang! Her loyal fans showed out in Indy, all 4 of them, and somebody's drunk uncle. Take a look at what unemployment looks like. Bang! What do you mean you didn't watch the All-Star game? You're telling me you have a social life? What? What's butter pecan mean? It's provocative. It gets people going. Butter pecan! Bang!
Let's rewind and lay it out clearly. Angel Reese had everything aligned for success. All-Star Weekend, Indianapolis, her own Reebok shoe. The city was splashed with her face. Her media team was firing on all cylinders. It was a campaign designed for dominance. But despite the glitz and noise silence, no buzz, no spark, no momentum. Just an eerie stillness around a plan that should have ignited fire.
You can barely dribble. You miss layups on purpose, and they record them as me-bounds. Rebounds. You be stat padding. You don't elevate your players. You went to a stacked LSU team. You hear me? My precious CC owns you. You want to know the record? She is 5-2 against you. You beat her in college one time. That championship. But what happened to the year after that? She sent you home. You hear me? And waved to your coach. You hear me? At the end of the day.
WNBA scrambled to do damage control. They pointed to viewership numbers from 202-585-000 viewers as if that was cause for celebration, what they carefully sidestepped 2024. The year Caitlin Clark was the centerpiece and the numbers soared. The truth was obvious. Without Clark, the WNBA slipped back into the shadows. And if you looked closer at the Friday events, like the skills, challenge, and the three-point shootout, 1.32 million viewers tuned in. But let's be real, they weren't showing up for Angel Reese. That was still Caitlin Clark's ego, still her gravitational pull.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
Angel Reese's biggest miscalculation wasn't just poor timing, it was misunderstanding how star power truly works. She looked at Clark's Nike drops. The Kobe 5 Pro selling out in under a minute, resale prices hitting $600, and thought I can do that too, but she missed the why. Caitlin Clark's empire isn't built on marketing tricks, it's built on trust, on loyalty earned through game-winning shots, humble interviews, and relentless excellence. That's why Nike handed her an 8-year, $28 million deal, not hypest. Experts predict her signature shoe in 2026 could generate $100 to $150 million. And those aren't fantasy numbers. They're backed by sold-out arenas, record-breaking viewership, and an unmatched bond with fans. Reese's launch, loud but hollow, drenched in branding but drained of belief.
And sent a blatant message, a shot across thou bow. All right, and your ship. Well, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA and all their pay us what you owe us action, that action will sink. That action will sink. Woo! WNBA All-Star Game sees ratings drop without Caitlin Clark, and it's ugly. It's real ugly. Who is
Even Reebok insiders seem to sense the truth. In Netflix's Power Moves, featuring Shaquille O'Neal, an awkward moment slipped through. Shaq was caught saying Reese needed to be fully draped in Reebok when facing Caitlin Clark. Translation: her brand only resonates when Clark's in the shot. That's a harsh reality. Instead of building Reese as a standalone star, Reebok's strategy admitted a dependency. Attach her to Clark or risk irrelevance. And when Sunday night came and the dust settled, Reese posted a cryptic message. This was the most fun I've had in a while because of the players. The emphasis felt like a subtle jab at the fans, at the city. The irony, those same fans had welcomed her, but in trying to seem unbothered, she revealed just how rattled she truly was.
There's no comparison between y'all two. You hear me? And she has a $28 million Nike deal. Nike is better than Reebok last time I checked. And Angel, me bound pray up Reese. Last time I checked, you said Indianapolis was racist and they was dangerous. Why did you show up? Because you could have just watched from the crib. You hear me? So let me tell you this. Please stop associating my precious CC with the trap. She don't know what a trap is. At the end of the day, she might know what a rat trap or mouse trap is, okay? But anything else other than that, please do not. No, we not gonna do it.
By the time Sunday faded, the truth stood naked in the light. Reese had tried to hijack the weekend to use Clark's shadow to power her spotlight. But instead of a firestorm, she sparked silence. Ratings dropped, the hype vanished. Her "I'm in your city" campaign, it rang hollow. What unfolded wasn't just a failed marketing push, it was a brutal reminder of how fame really works. Caitlin Clark doesn't chase fans with ads. Fans chase her because they feel her. When Clark's in an arena, people don't need a billboard there, already lining up. When her shoes vanish in seconds, it's not a gimmick, it's connection. Reese didn't understand that. She thought flash would substitute for foundation, but star power isn't worn, it's built. And this weekend exposed the gap between trying to look like a star and actually being one.
So one of his genius decisions was this. Signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of like fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing the mark and like scampering back to get the ball and then shooting again real fast and it just doesn't come anywhere near the hoop. That is, if you haven't seen her play, that's what it is. Put that image here, that is her.
2025 WNBA All-Star Game won't be remembered for sneakers or slogans. It'll be remembered for what happens when your brightest light goes dark. A 36% drop in ratings. Empty seats, a weekend that felt ... empty. And all roads led back to the same truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she's the star. And without her, the shine fades fast. Reese learned that lesson the hard way. Attaching your name to Clark's won't make you her equal, it'll just highlight the difference. The fans saw it, the numbers proved it, the league felt it. Authenticity wins, always. And this weekend made one thing clear. The WNBA's heart beats with Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese, she played her part, but this stage it was never hers to claim. Comment below, baby goat or baby giraffe. If you're Team CC, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.